says let n be the largest integer that is the product of exactly 3 distinct prime numbers, d, e, and 10d plus e, where d and e are single digits. So we want to know what is the sum of the digits of n. So this is kind of like a algebra, kind of like a logic problem, I guess. So like we have like 3 distinct prime numbers, d, e, and 10d plus e. So we know d and e are single digits, and they're also prime numbers. But we only have 4 single-digit prime numbers, right? We have 2, 3, 5, 7. So that means like d and e must belong in these 4 numbers. And we know that n is the product of d, e, and 10d plus e, right? So n equals d times e times 10d plus e. So we want to make n as big as possible, right? It says let n be the largest integer. So if we want to make n as big as possible, we obviously want to make like d and e as large as possible, right? And obviously like 10d plus e. We want to make those as large as possible. So intuitively, we might try, okay, so what if like d and e are 5 and 7? Like maybe if d is 5, e is 7. Or actually, let's do it the other way around. Like if e is 7, or if e is 5 and d is 7, right? Because the reason we might think of doing this is like we want to make 10d plus e as big as possible. So like if we want to make 10d plus e as big as possible, we want to make d as big as possible. So it might be reasonable to guess, okay, maybe d is like 7 and e is 5. So in this case, like you would get like 7 times 5 times 10 times 7 plus 5, which is 75. But like 75 isn't prime, obviously. So like clearly this doesn't work. So that tells us e can't be 5. So like this doesn't work. So the next like educated guess might be like maybe, okay, if 5 doesn't work, how about 3, right? 3 is the next largest prime number after 5. So maybe we try 7 and 3. So then we try 7 and 3. If d is 7 and e is 3, then 10d plus e is 10 times 7 plus 3, which is 73. And we notice that like 7, 3, and 73 are all like prime numbers. So that's like good. So basically now you can kind of multiply this out. 73 times 21, you can do the math and you get like 1533. And the question asks for like the sum of the digits of n. So if we found the sum of the digits, that would give like 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. And that would give like 12, which would give you like choice A, which is the right answer. I think this question was mainly kind of like logic. You like logically want to make d and e as large as possible. And you know that like 7 and 5, they're like the largest possible numbers and they don't work. So you try the next largest, which is 7 and 3, which do work. So it's kind of like just use your logic.